Thank you for joining me for the next section of Elyse Myers's book. That's a great question. I'd love to tell you. This is the chapter called 7, and I have changed the mirroring on this so that when I hold up things, you will be able to see, hopefully. Hopefully, that's how it worked, and hopefully it wasn't the other way around. Okay, 7. I'm not quite sure where heaven is, if heaven is, or what heaven looks like, but I doubt we'll find it in this closet. My back is against the bottom of a suit jacket that's hanging above us. I wish it would swallow me whole. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4. And then this is what that looks like. Closet stuff. I have a feeling there's going to be lots of commentary on this. If this is the first one that you're seeing of this, basically I am reading Elyse Myers's book and doing my own added commentary. So if you're wanting to just only hear the book itself written like in its entirety without any commentary, like one, well, buy and read the book yourself, or like I'm sure there's an audio version you can buy where there's not any of these asides. If you like other people who are wildly neurodivergent and like to tell stories, and you want to feel included, like you have a friend reading the book with you and kind of geeking out with you, then this is for you. Okay. My knees are tight against my chest and my eyes are locked on to my worn white chucks, which I refuse to replace. I'm sentimental about things that hardly matter, and I hold on to them longer than I meant to. Sometimes I wonder if I feel more emotional about inanimate objects than I do people. The sides are so worn down that only the inside lining of fabric is holding the soul in place. Oh my God, I'm so into inanimate objects. Just today, Patrick sent me a video about 2 garbage cans that were set to the sound "Sailing Takes Me Away," but they're like on the side of the road. It was like it had risen enough to like make like, I don't know, puddles, and they both like rose, and like these 2 garbage cans just looked like they were on a date. And they went down the road for quite a while, and then the road even turned, and they turned together, and they didn't fall down. And one was a different, like I think one was green and one was blue, and I was like so anthropomorphizing them into like this sweet little couple. And then I was just like, oh my God, I'm never gonna look at garbage cans the same way. They were so cute, and they have little personalities, and I'm so with you, Elyse, and whoever's watching it that also does this. Okay. I didn't consider until right now that maybe my shoes stink. Oh my God, I have the same issue. I think everything on me is stinking all the time. Maybe it's an odor only others can smell, like the way the air in my house smells. I don't smell it at all because it's my house. Not a bad scent, but not a particularly good scent either. It is neither bad nor good, it only exists. And yet my nose still can't smell it because my nose lives in my house with the scent that I can't smell. Nose blind. Is that what it's called? I wonder if that's a nose thing or a brain thing. Maybe I need a vacation from my shoes. Maybe Marley can smell my shoes. Maybe I should finally let my mom buy me new shoes. My mom will make me throw my old shoes away. Maybe I should try washing these shoes first. Why am I so focused on my shoes? My left wrist is ticking. It sounds louder than it did this morning. Can watches get louder? Is that possible? Only 360 Mississippis left. I hadn't realized how long a minute felt until I had to endure 7 of them in a row. I should say something. I could tell him I'm claustrophobic. He already knows that though. Besides, nothing kills a vibe faster than 2 people waiting for the inevitable onset of a panic attack, or a smell that might or might not, or probably might exist, or the tick of a watch that keeps getting louder. I could say I need to throw up if I'm looking to escape a room quickly and without any questions asked. The threat of vomit would surely do it. That would have to work, right? If I think about throwing up for too long, I won't even have to pretend I'm the same way. Like thinking about, imagining, puking, whatever, not a good thing. I feel uncomfortably warm. The walls are closer than they were 97 Mississippis ago. I breathe out of my nose and swallow my saliva as a subconscious command to the contents of my stomach that they stay exactly where they belong. If anyone is out there listening to my thoughts, please keep all the vomit-related ones far away, pretend or otherwise. Maybe Grandpa John can hear my thoughts, or maybe God, all of them. Any of them will do. I miss my grandpa. Marley would know I was lying anyway. My mouth gives me away. The corners of my lips press so hard together that they turn upward all on their own, and my face ends up looking like a face trying to look like a face. He knows every single one of my tells, and he enjoys reminding me as often as he can. Marley finds great joy in knowing me. To my surprise, I find equal joy in being known. I think that's the point of friendship, isn't it? To be known. I must be doing something right because I feel like I have a true friend in Marley, maybe the truest, and being known isn't worth trading for a kiss. I won't let myself lose a friend like him. At this very moment, if I were the cup of Sprite I had chugged just before being pushed into the closet, the liquid would be fear and the bubbles rising to the top would be joy. Yes, that's how I felt right now. Mostly fear, with joy floating through me, rising to the surface. Marley is the source of both. If we aren't going to kiss, we might as well talk. It is Marley, after all. We've had plenty of conversations before this one, all lasting significantly longer than 7 minutes, so why does every single one of these 7 minutes feel so different, heavy and upside down, like we're not just Marley and Elyse? He doesn't feel like Marley at all right now. I wish he did. I'm sitting in front of a stranger so close to me that if he were any closer, he would be sitting in my lap. If you could be in this closet with anyone tonight, who would it be? I ask because I've been to enough of these parties to know I'm not Marley's first choice. I'm not the second or third choice either. If Marley had a choice, I would be standing in the kitchen with everyone else. Isabella would be the one slightly fighting the bottom of Marley's hanging suit jacket. A suit jacket he most likely wears once every 2 years to weddings and funerals. Marley is a gentleman. Any Mississippi now, he'll switch sides with me and let my back rest against the door that separates us from everyone else while he pretends he's comfortable leaning against nothing and closet air. Air that's filled with wedding and funeral dust. Oh God, how many funerals worth of dust is floating around in this closet? I've seen the inside of this coat closet only once before tonight. I don't own a coat nice enough to hang in this closet. This closet's purpose is to house 3 things. 1, perfectly tailored suit jackets. 2, things made of fur. And 3, the secret kissing. Secret kissing. All 3 of which I have no experience at all. One, I have no experience at all. There's no 2. Are you asking because you really don't know or because you want me to say it out loud? I've already forgotten my question. Marley laughs and the sound feels like a thermometer he's using to gauge the emotional temperature of the space around us. By now, my eyes have started to adjust to the dark and I can see how nervous he looks sitting across from me. Half stranger, half Marley. Oh, right, yes, I'm not an idiot, Marley. I imagine I'm low on your list of top 10 people I'd hope to be locked in a closet with. It doesn't bother me, We're friends. We'll always be friends. Why would you assume that you aren't the first name on my list? If I'm assuming anything, it's that I'm not on your list at all. You haven't seen my list, Elyse. My list could be a piece of paper with your name written on it 10 times. What would you think about that? I think a lot of things about that. I don't have nearly enough courage for Mississippis to say any of it out loud. With no one or nowhere else to go, an unexpected laugh exits my nose and I choke on my spit, which makes me laugh harder. Bubbles of joy rise to the top, floating through all the fear. I didn't realize I was holding my breath until I wasn't anymore. Almost fully adjusted to the lack of light, I look up to meet his eyes. I expected to see one of Marley's magic smiles that brighten his entire face. The closet needs it desperately, but he's looking at me, waiting impatiently for a response. Did he just ask me questions? Did I miss something? I definitely feel like I'm missing something. I rewind 5 Mississippis and press play in my head. My list, piece of paper, your name 10 times. this is a joke. He made a joke. So why is he not laughing? Jokes are supposed to be funny, but this doesn't feel funny. Nothing about this interaction feels funny, and all I want is to make this feel funny. Funny feels safe. I am heavy liquid, flat with no bubbles. He's a stranger again. No Marley. Sorry, I'm not laughing at you. It's just, I know you're doing me a favor by sitting in this closet with me. I laugh when I'm nervous, is what I want to say. Laughing is what I do when I don't want to shake, is what I want to say next. But then Marley would ask why I'm nervous, which would require me to know why I'm nervous in the first place, which I obviously don't, so please don't ask me. Thank you for the way you reacted out there when they threw us in here together. Tyler's party last week, well, you were there. It wasn't great. This is great. That really wasn't great, but this is great. Do I really not know why I'm nervous? I had a dream of being locked in a closet with Marley 2 nights ago. We skipped right past polite and landed at his lips kissing my lips. Dream Marley kissed me like he'd thought about kissing Dream Elyse many times before that. I was definitely nervous when I woke up I was definitely nervous when I woke up the next morning, not because the dream scared me. I was nervous because it didn't scare me at all. Surely that has absolutely nothing to do with why I'm nervous right now. In this closet, the same closet that Dream Marley kissed Dream Elyse. But just to be sure, I won't mention it ever. Absolutely never, just to be safe. Huh, you did now though, girl. I'm not doing you a favor, Elyse. It cuts off her name. You could have asked to switch with someone else, with anyone else. Why didn't you ask Isabella to come in here with you? You do like her, right? You can tell me, Marley. Do you like Isabella? When your time is up, you should tell her how you feel. I bet she likes you too. She would be silly not to. I've seen the way that she looks at you. I can tell she likes you. Why are you smiling like that? What are you thinking? Never mind, don't answer that. Answer the other things, but not that last part. You should tell Izzy what you're thinking. The stranger named Marley watches my lips as my words taper off into absolute nothingness. And I love that how she wrote this, the font tapers off into smallness. I don't know if you can see that here. It gets bigger. I'm doing this mirror, and then it tapers even the words off. Really nice touch. My brain trusts my mouth way more than it should. Funeral dust and ghost words and other memories too small to see. There's not enough room in this closet for all of it and us. The steady flow of white noise and inner chatter finally stop escaping my mouth. I've returned it all into the folds of my brain where it belongs. The look on his face tells me I'm scaring the stranger named Marley. I'm scaring or scarring? Scaring. Do you ever say a word and then it doesn't feel right? Scarring would be too hard. Scaring. Okay, let me say this again. Questions and statements. Oh wait, that's a different part. The look on his face tells me I'm scaring the stranger named Marley. Questions and statements interlaced with each other, thrown at him too quickly to properly respond to any of them. He responds to none. Am I doing this on purpose? Attempting to fill every pointless Mississippi with something else? Something that isn't supposed to belong in this closet. 1, suit jackets. 2, things made of fur. And 3, and secret kissing. And then there's the word words crossed out. Isabella's fine, but you think I want to be in here with Isabella? That's what you really think? I'm thinking so many things I wouldn't even know where to start. I think Wi-Fi and Bluetooth feel like a mystery. Aliens are probably real. Totally. But we talk about the zombie apocalypse more. I'm probably breathing in bits of somebody's dead grandmother in here. I actually hate the taste of Sprite, but somehow the only other option at this party is Mountain Dew, which feels like the 2 most random drink options for people above the age of 10. I think Marley's parents have no idea their handle of vodka is going to be refilled with water tonight before it's shoved back into the cabinet above the fridge. Oh, I've done that. I think I wish I could travel back in time and redo the last 4 minutes while simultaneously wishing the next 3 would hurry up and pass as quickly as possible, more quickly than possible. But most of all, I think I want to be kissed by Marley, and Marley wants to kiss Isabella. I think that makes me sad. I think it shouldn't. There isn't a way to sufficiently summarize everything I'm thinking, and almost all my thoughts are irrelevant to the remaining 172 Mississippis we have in this closet. Zombies don't interest Marley. Bringing up his dead grandmother feels like a terrible idea. He might be interested in the Sprite conversation, but of course that's what I think. I said that too fast, and I don't remember the question I just answered. My left wrist has never been louder. I wish tonight never happened. I hope it happens again very soon. I won't let it happen, but I hope nonetheless. Something in Marley deflates right before me. He is Marley again, not an ounce of stranger left. One complete and wholly familiar Marley. His eyes fall from mine, and suddenly I feel like I'm in trouble. I've done something wrong. I'm not sure what exactly. I couldn't have done anything wrong because I've done nothing at all. I've stuck to the script. I've delicately measured every single word, interaction, and accidental touch we've shared in this godforsaken closet to make sure that it all adds up to the sum total of completely platonic. I love this. This is autism. I love her so much, and I think she has been diagnosed now, so that oh God, yeah. I thought maybe I just assumed you felt the same way I do. My best friend, my one and only friend. I'm so terrible at making friends. I think I'll try to hold my breath for the last 90 Mississippis. I was a child in my grandmother's pool the last time I kept track of how long I could hold my breath underwater, but 90 feels like more Mississippis than I've ever held before. The same, I say, trying to let as little oxygen out of his lungs. Hold on, before I say that, I'm thinking of something in my head right now. Every time I see something on TV where somebody goes underwater, or even I hold my breath, and the ratio of how much I enjoyed The Octopus Teacher as a movie versus how hard it was to watch because I kept finding myself holding my breath. I don't know how to explain that ratio, but it was hard. Let's go back. The same, I say, trying to let as little oxygen out of my lungs as possible. Marley can read my mind. I'm absolutely sure of it. He will exit the closet and tell everyone I fell in love with him under the heat of this swinging light bulb that hangs above his mother's fur coats while he was busy planning his next 7 minutes with Isabella. Maybe I should wash my shoes when I get home and then change schools. He looks shy. I just thought we both felt the same way about each other. I don't think a single one of our thoughts or feelings has been the same in this version of heaven that, if I were to be pressed for an opinion, feels a little hellish. I wasted 2 years and 6.5 minutes convincing myself that I hadn't wanted to be kissed by Marley. In the spirit of consistency, I am going to spend the next 30 Mississippis the exact same way. We're friends. We'll always be friends. That's what you mean, isn't it? Elyse, his face is the most beautiful combination of serious and sorry. No, that's not what I mean, not even close. At any moment, it looks as though he could break up with me, but lucky for me, there's nothing for him to break. Yes, how lucky I am that there's nothing to break. I'm overwhelmed with luck. Friends. We'll always be friends. My one friend. Is Marley my friend? I want to reach out and touch his face. I have the sudden urge to hug Marley and hold on to him as tightly as I possibly can, so tight that he won't float away. He feels like he's floating away. More than anything in the world, I want my arms to reach out in front of me and betray the limits of my brain that my brain has placed on my body without my consent. We're running out of time. I wish my eyes would unadjust. I wish my wrist would stop ticking. 4 Mississippi. We're both standing. When did I stand up? 3 Mississippi. I can see the silver of light underneath the closet door disappear as the feet of his friends stand in front of it. 2 Mississippi. Then what do you mean? The question flies out of my mouth as a Hail Mary, rhetorical in every way. 1. And then where the 1 is here, I like how, so it says 1 there, and then there's all this stuff here. of thoughts, it looks like. And it's like, what do you mean? 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 Is that what she means? Oh, and I love the book itself too. Like the print of it kind of came over on this side. I don't know if that's intentional or not, but I like it. Okay. What do you mean? Okay, so that is, and then I want to talk about my first kiss. We were at an all-night skate, and I really, really super, super like this guy. His name was Greg. And I don't know. It was a situation where I'm certain that he liked every other girl in our friend group but me, especially this girl named Michelle that I was with, who I'm actually weirdly going to be seeing on this Wednesday night. This Wednesday. I haven't seen her in a few years. Anyway, but so we snuck out of the all-night skate and walked around this like amusement park, and we slid ourselves into like one of these rides that were encased with a big like protective rain thing over it. So we were able to get in and just be in this ride, and people like, I don't remember, I don't know if it was like kind of a dare, but something got set up to where it was time for me to kiss him or whatever. And I did. And then everybody started laughing really hard, and he kind of pulled away. And apparently, I guess I stuck too much of my tongue down his throat or something. I didn't know. It's like I'd only ever kissed my dolls, or, you know, I don't know. I just knew that French kissing had to do with the tongue. But anyway, and so then there was kind of this like joke of like that I didn't know how to kiss, I sucked at kissing, and that I just stuck my tongue down his throat. Then he later, like the next time we hung out, everyone was pretending to get married. We would just set up these things where people could pretend to be married. Then he like ended up kissing other girls that were my friends. And then I got grounded in the meantime. And there was this other party where like he ended up like making out, I think, with my friend Michelle. And I was so bummed because I just felt so rejected, and it was a horrible way to start intimacy, to where I still don't really love kissing because every time I have that trauma around it. Anyway, so I definitely identify with all these weird things, and even just any intimacy at all. Like every time I'm in a position of doing anything with anybody, well, and now it's just my whatever, but like it's one of those like, am I in my hair? Should I be doing like the stuff that happens in my head? And then there's all these like performances of what you should be doing in your mind that you see in schmexy time stuff. And so I've either masked and tried to just like do what people did and other things, not feeling like myself and being dissociated, or had to use a lot of schmugs and schmalcohol over my life to get me in a position where I felt like unencumbered enough to even go through with anything. And now that I don't do those things, luckily I have a guy who likes realness, and yeah. And I think I'm relatively asexual. Neither one of us, we'd rather do spiritual cuddling, which is really great. But anyway, so that was the 7 minutes in heaven section. And stay tuned if you like this kind of thing for the next chapter, which is going to be called Sophie's Cigarette. Thanks for following. End.